Welcome back to my channel. Probably been a year and a half since you've heard from me regarding projects in the shed. Still got the Super Sport here, as you've seen it last year and a half ago. The Street Fighter, the ZXR, still haven't had any progress done on those. But anyway, through the winter months I plan to do some work on the Super Sport. Got my young bloke Kane coming down to give me a hand, so we'll try and film all the footage. And yeah, we've got the motor here that we need to bowl over. We'll film the footage, edit it when the bike's all complete, because it seems to be a bit hard to film and edit and work and the whole lot. So yeah, to be continued. But anyway, I'll show you the other projects in the shed. So first project, my 1974 Valiant Charger. I've owned this car since I was 15. Haven't driven it for a long time, probably since I was 21. Last regoed about then. Yeah, joined a car club, go and hang out with the car guys as well, so that reminds me once a month to pull my finger out. Had a bit of a play, but need to keep up the progress, that's for sure. Always plan to pick the kids up from school or take them to the school ball or whatever you do, but that really hasn't worked out that well. I've got 4 kids and 3 of them are pretty much left school, so I've only got 1 left to try and kick that goal, that little fella in there. So anyway, see how we go with that one. Started out by redoing all the brakes. Yeah, blasted them at the shop. They started out pretty nasty, and used the gun coat. Bought a few caliper kits. They come out really nice, so need to do the brakes and then I'll move on to the next part of it, I suppose. Anyway, let's check the motorbikes out. So it's Street Fighter, still sitting there. He's, don't know, something not quite right with it. I've had him on the dyno and it used to make 204 horsepower, and now it's down in about the 175 horsepower area. Something not quite right, and even to ride it, it's not as horrendous as it used to be. So I bought a back pressure meter actually to stick in the exhaust system before the turbo to see if that's the reason why we're lacking power. It's not in the tuning as such, like fueling or ignition timing doesn't make any difference. It still is the same, so that's what we'll get up to. Put him on the dyno, the old quacker. It's been years since this poor fella's had any work done to it. Yeah, it's as it would have been left off in the last video that I uploaded. The reason I stopped doing the quacker was because I was uploading stuff every week, and pretty much yeah, I was just trying to find that content each week, and that's when I needed something welded and I couldn't get it into me mates for a few weeks, so I jumped onto the Super Sport here, and that's where I sort of left off and never looked back. But yeah, definitely going to see all these projects through, that's for sure. So Super Sport, there she sits, as it was last time you seen it. It's been covered up, it's all nice and clean still, no dust has sat on it. I've had a bit of a rethink about a few things, like the dashboard. As nice as all that was, I'd love to probably find a new set of eyeballs for it, so they're just all beautiful and brand new, because Alan did a great job of repairing them, and I'll definitely keep the originals, but they don't know, just the needles are faded, and I know it's playing with fire if you go and pull them apart. The bezels get damaged, and yeah, that's not a path I want to go down. So I'm going to try and find some gauges. What else can I show you? The engine. So motor, there she sits. Lots of work to do to this engine. So Kane, my young bloke, who's actually qualified now at our shop, we're going to get into it. The pair of us will try and bowl it over. He'll spin the spanners and I'll bark orders like usual. We'll be able to make a bit of progress a bit faster, you know, with the filming and stuff you got to do. So there she is, ready for some more love and attention. What else is over here? All the bolts. So I had a really good clean out anyway. Over the months I had off from doing the project, my shed was just a pigsty. So there's all the parts for the bike, fuel tank, bits and pieces, as you can see, all the finished components like yeah, the battery case and airbox. What do we got there? Forks. So many parts to this bike. Even got this little fella here. Remember that? It's the one that I've cut my thumb off. Anyway, I'll show you the Harley. Another thing I got sidetracked with. So hang on, where are we? Over here, a guy had a pretty bad accident on this bike, and he ended up basically saying, did I want it? And I sort of ummed and ahed before I'd seen it, and when we got there it was all bent and twisted up. So me and Jed, my other son, he's probably only 14 at the time, we got it, and it's an 883, so we called it the 883 since we got it for free, and we did it up on the cheap and pressed the fork tube straight and kept a bit of the memorabilia from when she's all scratched up. But basically it tore the swing arm, not out of it, but twisted it all, and rear shockies were ripped up and out of it. Both wheels were buckled, and headlight and fuel tank, and we just slapped it together on the cheap. Probably owed me a couple of $1,000 in total, including rego. And it was really cool working on a bike or keeping it all scratched up, because not like normal, you have to worry about damaging and scratching parts. It's quite good being able to be rough. You should have seen this mudguard before I straightened it. So we hooked around for a little while with it, but an 883, it's hand shift too, just to keep an 883 interesting. Anyway, so yeah, what else happened? Bike ran great. It was actually really good fun to ride. Being an old carby model, it was mint. It used to have a KTM fuel tap, so I never had any reserve. The speedo doesn't work. Yeah, no reserve, no fuel light, no odometer, so you never knew how far you had till you ran out of petrol. So that made it half the fun. But yeah, carby bike, just good. Anyway, so now dropped a 1200 kit in it off a second-hand 48 Sportster, like a 2010 model, because this is like a 94 model bike, and it's definitely better. I dynoed it actually before I pulled it apart. It had 53 horsepower, I think, which that's probably why the hand shift was so much fun. But now the 1200, I don't know what it's got. It's got enough, you know. Not all about the power, I suppose, of these things. It's about the lack of brakes and the character, we'll call it. But anyway, that's her. So hang around. I'll try and upload a video when I kick a few goals on that Super Sport, but that's what we're going to get up to. We're going to be getting into that motor. I'll put a big shopping list in, should see it, like went through the parts drawing through Ducati, and just it's amazing how many parts you need. I forgot. I thought I had a lot of gear, but there's so much more. Just O-rings and gaskets, which is, you know, bugger all. But then I checked the bike part of it out, and it's one of those things, where do you stop? Like, it's brake lines. What else was there? I'd seen I could buy like a few switches that I never thought I'd buy. There's just going to be literally thousands of dollars left, I suppose. I'm going to buy a new brake disc for it, because, you know, that's the first thing you look at when you see a brand new motorbike or a bike that's done up to look like new. You want it to look like new. I did actually get the front discs repaired and painted and whatnot, but the back disc, I'm going to replace that, you know. Send out all the parts, which there's a lot of other things I forgot to send out to the coders, like what would you say? I remembered something a bit earlier. I think it was like all the bolts that hold the calipers together, all the shims inside those calipers, you know, the springs and clips, because all the bolts are beautiful. I just want it to all look, you know, really nice. To figure out what to do with this shocky. Anyway, that's the story, guys. So I'll catch up with you when I've kicked a couple of goals. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. See ya.